What is Christmas for kids? Christmas! We all love it. Everyone waits patiently for the month of December to come around, so we can start thinking about what gifts we're going to get, where we're going to go shopping for our friends and family, and what ornaments and trimmings will be hanging from the tree. Everyone feels festive, singing Christmas carols out in the cold, crisp weather, unless you live in California or Florida, or somewhere like that, in which case you can carol in your shorts. Lucky you! The Christmas season also serves up all kinds of tasty snacks and treats, and provides lots of parties to go to. Then there are the Christmas lights and all the cool decorations. And maybe, most importantly, there's Christmas vacation. No school for a week. But aside from all the trappings of the holiday season, what exactly is Christmas? I mean, why are we doing all this celebrating? Does it have something to do with Santa Claus? The reindeer? Why does it happen in December? How did all of this start? To understand Christmas, the first step is to understand the word itself. The literal meaning of Christmas is Mass on Christ's Day. Mass referring to people gathering together, as in a mass of people, and Christ's Day referring to the day that Jesus was born. That's right. At its core, Christmas is a celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ, also known as the Messiah, the Savior, the Son of God, and many other names. It is commonly accepted that Jesus Christ was born on December 25th, which is why we celebrate on that day, though the exact date of his birth is not known for sure. For people who are Christians, Christmas is a very holy day and a religious celebration. But for others, Christmas is celebrated in a more secular or non-religious way. No matter how you commemorate Christmas, it's one of the most popular holidays in the world. A day when millions of people catch up with family, take time off from work or school, and exchange gifts and well wishes. In Germany, Christmas is known as Yule, which refers to the winter solstice, or the start of winter. It's called Navidad in Spanish, Natale in Italian, and Noël in French, which are all forms of the word nativity, meaning birth. So we know that Christmas is celebrated all over the world, but where was Jesus himself actually born? The birth of Jesus took place in a town called Bethlehem, south of Jerusalem, in a country now known as Israel. In the nativity scene that we're all familiar with, Jesus is depicted as a small baby in a barn or cave or stable, sometimes lying in a manger, which is a trough from which cows or horses feed. Jesus is usually seen surrounded by his mother, the Virgin Mary, his father Joseph, an angel, and the three magi, or wise men, who come bearing gifts such as gold, frankincense, which is a type of incense, and myrrh, which is an embalming oil. The gifts of the three wise men must be why we all give each other presents for Christmas. Though I don't know too many kids who'd be happy opening up a box of myrrh on Christmas morning. Maybe an Xbox with some myrrh on the side. While Christmas Day is December 25th, some people start their celebration earlier in the month, on the first Sunday of December, which is the beginning of Advent. During the Advent season, a candle is lit on each of the Sundays before Christmas, resulting in 4 candles total. There are many theories as to why December 25th became known as the day Christ was born. It does seem like the ideal day to celebrate because it gives us a chance to carry the holiday all the way through until New Year's Day, providing a whole week of vacation and fun. But as much as we love our resulting holiday season, that's probably not why it was chosen. A more common theory as to why Christmas is celebrated on the 25th of December is that there was a holiday in the Roman Empire that commemorated the sun starting to reappear and the amount of daylight beginning to increase. This celebration signaled spring would soon be on the way. Another explanation revolves around the theory that the world was created on the spring equinox, or March 21st. As that theory goes, 4 days later, on March 25th, light was created and Jesus was conceived, which means that 9 months later, or December 25th, Jesus would have been born. Either way, the New Testament never mentions an actual date, and it wasn't until about 220 AD that December 25th first got its designation as the day of Christ's birth. For many years, the birth of Christ was actually celebrated on January 6th, which was the day he was baptized. That day is known as the Epiphany. Everyone knows the song, "The 12 Days of Christmas," with the swans a-swimming and the lords a-leaping. Well, what that song refers to are the 12 days after Christmas that end on January 6th, the day of the Epiphany. So, when you celebrate the 12 days of Christmas, you're celebrating December 25th through January 6th. There are almost too many symbols and traditions associated with Christmas to explore here, but there are some main ones that we can dive into. Some of these traditions are religious in nature, and some more secular. Of course, you'd have no Christmas without Jesus himself. Without his birth, there'd be no birthday to celebrate. His birth is so widely celebrated because in the Christian religion, he's considered the Son of God, born as a human being to save God's children. But you've also got Frosty the Snowman and Santa Claus, or Saint Nick. There's mistletoe and Christmas trees and wreaths hung on the front door. You've got ornaments, the nativity scene, Christmas caroling, gifts on Christmas morning, delicious eggnog, and twinkling Christmas lights. Of course, you can't talk about Christmas without mentioning Santa Claus. So how did he become associated with Christmas? Well, Santa is based on a guy named St. Nicholas, who lived in Turkey in the 4th century. He was a kind man who gave out gifts to the poor and people who needed help. And he was known for wearing red and white robes. At some point in history, pious and generous St. Nicholas transformed into jolly old St. Nick, or Santa Claus. Then you've got Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Rudolph can be traced back to a poor advertising writer who was hired in 1939 by a store called Montgomery Ward to write a cheery Christmas poem to hand out to customers. The resulting poem was the song we all know and love today, a classic. While the precise origin of the Christmas tree is unknown, the ritual of bringing one into our house to celebrate the holiday can be traced back to the 16th century Germany. The evergreen was chosen because it stays green, which represents the everlasting nature of Christ himself. The first Christmas tree lights were actually candles, which were hung on the tree. Talk about a fire hazard! In Germany, the Christmas tree is known as a Tannenbaum. Other traditions on Christmas include the Midnight Mass, in which Christians mark the start of the holiday at midnight by going to church to pray, watch a procession, light candles, and more. Then you've got the tradition of mistletoe, which actually came before Christianity. The Romans used the plant as a symbol of peace, love, and understanding. They even started the tradition of hanging it inside the house. Later on, Christians incorporated it into their holiday by encouraging people to kiss underneath a sprig of the plant. And Frosty? He dates back to a 1950s song recorded by a famous singer named Gene Autry. Frosty is an all-American creation, but in the 70 years since his creation, his spirit of wintertime cheer has spread over the world and remains a staple of the holiday today. He's the only Christmas tradition we can think of with a corncob pipe and a button nose. There are so many traditions and celebrations that go along with the Christmas season that we can't cover them all here. Maybe you have something that you do with your family or friends that will become the next big Christmas tradition, like the Christmas tree or mistletoe. Either way, Christmas is a great time of year where everyone around the world can come together and celebrate the spirit of the season. Thanks for following Clarendon Learning. Be sure to subscribe. For more free resources, check us out at clarendonlearning.org.